Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Bookshelf. As you can tell from the setup, today I'm here to do my TBR for March. Before I even get started, I do want to apologize for not posting any videos for the last week and a half. Normally I try to post 2 videos a week, but I think maybe going forward I'm gonna at least try to do 1 so that I'm posting something every week if I can't get up to. I did have videos planned out at the beginning of the month, but honestly I wasn't really feeling like reading the books that I had planned to read for the videos that I was supposed to be posting, and instead of forcing my way through those, I decided to just read what I wanted to read. I think going forward I'm going to just try to post at least once a week. So if you guys see 1 video from me and I don't post anything else, that's just I guess how it's going to be, because I'm trying to make sure that YouTube doesn't end up being too stressful, because it is a hobby. This is supposed to be something fun for me and I don't want to ever make it seem like it is a chore. So if that's what I need to do, just posting once a week sometimes, then that'll just be what it is, instead of continue to stress myself out like I have been, because I'm like, oh crap, I haven't posted anything. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna quickly go through prompts, what I did and didn't read, before obviously getting started with the board to see how many pulls I'm going to be starting with. Prompt number 1 was to read a book with a snake on the cover, and for that one I chose Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. I started this one, but I have not gotten at least halfway through this one, so it will be counted as a punishment, and most likely I will be continuing on with this in March. Prompt number 2 was Newly Acquired. I feel like this was possibly one of my TBR jar picks, because I'm pretty sure that I randomized this, and the one that I ended up landing on was The Love Con by Sarisa Glass, and I did end up reading this one. Prompt number 3 was to read a book that was gifted to me, and for that one I had Forbidden Promises by Cynthia Williams, and I did read this one. Prompt number 4 was to read a retelling, and for that one I chose A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, which is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and I read this one. Prompt number 5 was to read a 1-word title, and I had 2 different options. I had both Redemptor and Grown. I didn't end up getting to either one of these, so that is another punishment. Prompt number 6 was actually blindfolded, but I just randomized everything, and the one that I ended up landing on was The Witch and the Beast Volume 1 by Kazuki Satake, which I did read this one as well. Prompt number 7 was reading arcs, and I had decided on League of Liars about halfway through the month. I actually got an email about reading another, or about receiving another arc through NetGalley of a book that I had actually pre-ordered, but I actually didn't end up reading either one of those. So I think I'll try to see if I can fit those in March, but that is my 3rd punishment for this month. Prompt number 8 was to read a Goodreads choice nomination between 2015 and 2021. The one that I went with was Remote Control by Nydia Okorafor. I did read this one as well. Prompt number 9 was to read a book with stars on the cover. The one that ended up working out perfectly was Skip Beat Volume 33, which I'll pop the cover up on the screen quickly here, but this one is full of stars in the background of the cover. Prompt number 10 was to read a mass market, and I had went with How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. I did not read this one, so I believe that one was the 4th punishment for this month. Prompt number 11 was novel series. I think that was supposed to be another TBR jar pick, if I'm not mistaken, but the one that I ended up going with was City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I did also read this one. And then the final prompt number 12, was to read a book with a main character who is either a teen or a child. I actually ended up reading several things that fit with this one, so we are starting off with 10 pulls, which It's kind of a lot. Okay, so starting off with pool number 1 for the month, we have 4 of spades. The prompt is oh no. I thought this was like one of the ones where I had to like do something crazy, but literally for this prompt it just says pick a book you've been avoiding. So this one wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, because I decided I didn't want to pick anything that's too big. Also something that is still fitting the prompt. So I have 2 options. Both of these I feel like have been floating through several TBRs like over the past few months, and I just haven't picked them up. The first one is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. The only other book that I read by this author, I was very emotional, and as much as I've been wanting to read this, I have been kind of avoiding it because I've been like not ready to deal with those emotions again, and I don't know if I'm mentally prepared. Like, it's not something that's gonna like trigger me or anything. I don't know if I'm ready to have my heart broken. This is option number 1. And then option number 2 is Aurora's End by Amy Kaufman and Jake Kristoff, which is, I'm pretty sure, the finale of the Aurora cycle. And I loved the first 2 books, so I don't know if I'm gonna love this one as much as I love those 2. So I've been kind of putting this one off. It's been on my TBRs, but I keep picking up other things over this, so it's gonna be between these 2. I want to read them both, but honestly the way that I've been, I most likely won't read them both. All right, so moving on to prompt number or pool number 2, which is 5 of Diamonds. Okay, so the prompt for 5 of Diamonds was comic, and I don't think I like have any unread comics on my shelf, like technically. I know that I can probably choose a manga, which most likely I will end up doing. However, I have access to Hoopla, and Hoopla has a ton of comics, and I don't take advantage of that, especially with the amount of holds that I have available from the library. So I think I might like actually pick up a comic from Hoopla. If you guys have any recommendations of good comics that aren't like the big ones that everyone recommends, let me know, because I would be interested, because like I said, I haven't really read any comics lately. That's kind of going to be left open-ended. Moving on to pool number 3, we have a face card. You guys aren't going to be able to see this most likely because I don't feel like adjusting my camera because my phone looks a hot mess right now, but I just took the regular, like the, oh well, you can kind of see it. I just took the first roll that happens when you open up the dice roller. It landed on 3, which is manga series. The one that ended up getting chosen for this one was Requiem of the Rose King, and it was like volume 1 and 2 on the paper, just whichever one that I was currently on. I have both volumes 1 and volume 2. I had picked these both up to try out at least the beginning of the series because I heard it compared to Prince Freya and I fell in love with that series, so I figured I would check this one out as well. And my goal is to read both of these. Moving on to pool number 4, we have 3 of Clubs. The prompt for 3 of Clubs is to revisit an author, and I think this really meant to like give an author a second try if I tried to read something from them and just wasn't really feeling it. But I think at least for this month I'm going to take it as just reading from an author I've already read from before. This is another one I'm giving myself options for. I think the main one that I want to put on my TBR is The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina. I think it's how you say that, by Zoraida Cordova. This one might be slightly cheating because I actually haven't read anything where she was writing under Zoraida Cordova. I actually read, I think, 1 or 2 of her romance novels that she has written as Zoe Castile. This could be something super easy to get through. However, if I change my mind, I know that most likely I'm going to be trying to read this month anyway because I don't want to wait too long, because I know people want spoilers. I usually don't mind spoilers, but for this one I really don't want any, and that is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J Maas, because I haven't read it yet. Alright, moving on to pool number 5, we have 6 of Clubs. Okay, so the prompt for Six of Clubs is adult fantasy. I'm pretty sure that this also counts as adult fantasy. I don't know why I'm holding off from making this an actual prompt. Just, I think because I don't know if I'm in the mood for this month. And I don't want to like make it a TBR pick. And then I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to wait another month. So I think instead of doing that, I'm pretty sure that this also counts as adult fantasy. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's urban fantasy, but I still count that as fantasy. So I actually just got this one in February, and I am currently really excited for it, and I don't think this one will take that much to get through. I don't think it will. I don't know for sure. But that is Jade City by Fonda Lee. We're now on prompt number 6, or pull number 6, and we have another face card. Okay, so it was kind of just a struggle because for whatever reason my dice roller isn't displaying. So it's saying that it's rolling, but it's not showing anything. I ended up doing a random number generator, and I did 1 through 6 for the different TBR jars, and I landed on 4, which was novel series. And I actually have a few novel series. Normally this would be randomized, but I'm pretty sure that I never did update that jar. So I'm giving myself 2 options. I did also just random number generate because I have a mix of novel series as well as manga series listed on my series tracker for the year. So I randomized the novel series, and I did 1 through 6, and I landed on 6. So if I go with that one, I will be reading Morning Star by Pierce Brown, which is book 3, I think, in the Red Rising series. But I was also thinking maybe I can like hurry up and continue on with my Cassandra Clare reads, because I've been doing good so far. January I read the first 2 books in the series. The first one was technically a reread, but I read books 1 and 2 in the Mortal Instruments, and then as you saw at the beginning of this video, I read book 3 in the Mortal Instruments. And then I was thinking maybe I can switch over to the Infernal Devices and read book 1, which is Clockwork Angel. Another set of me can't make a decision. I might read both, I might just read one. The intention is to read them both, but I don't know if I have time, so we'll see what I end up getting to. All right, pull number 7 is 8 of Clubs. We got a lot of clubs today. So the prompt for 8 of Clubs is to read a book you think will be sad. I decided to go with an easy option because everything besides the manga series that got chosen on my TBR is literally books, and I think they're all at least 400 pages if I'm not mistaken, except for one. But anyway, I decided to give myself an easy out, which I usually try to do, and I picked out My Boy Volume 1 by Hitomi Takano. This cover is super white, sorry, so it's going to be kind of hard to show you guys with this light. Here you go. If I'm not mistaken, it's like these two, they like develop a friendship because they have like a shared sadness, like they both lost people or something is going on. I don't know. It seemed like kind of a sad story, and for whatever reason I only picked up this one volume of this. All right, pull number 8 is another Clubs. Wow, that's 7 of Clubs, and I just realized I never did replace that prompt. The prompt for 7 of Clubs is to read something outside of my comfort zone. I think the one that I'm gonna go with, because it looks like it might be the shortest option, and like I said, I need some shorter options to go with, and that is Black Girl Call Home by Jasmine Mans, and I'm pretty sure that this is a collection of poetry. Okay, pull number 9 is another face card. Is this a duplicate? Okay, not a duplicate, but that is my second Jack, and it's another Clubs. I feel like I almost need a punishment for all of those clubs, but I'm not going to do that to myself. Okay, so I just did the random number generator again, and this time I got 6, which is arcs. I did just get an audio, or an ebook, sorry, digital review copy of Fake It Till You Bake It, I think is what it's called. I'll put the cover up on the screen. I think I also mentioned this when I'm doing my little recap. I'm really excited for that one, and I actually have this within enough time before the book comes out so that I can read it to make sure that I want the finished copy of it. Okay, so I'm scared to say this because I feel like I'm gonna jinx it, but unless something tragic happens, this should be the final pull number 10 for this month. I'm just gonna leave it there because I have a feeling that I just screwed myself over, but we'll see, because yeah, we'll just see. Anyway, pull number 10 and hopefully the last one. No, it is not the last one because I'm pretty sure that I've already had an 8 of clubs in this round, so we're going to be adding another one because, like I said, I had to jinx myself. At least this was a pretty easy prompt. 8 of clubs is to read a book with a person on the cover. I have lots of different options for this. I think almost every book that I have has a person on the cover. I don't quite know if I want to like choose anything now or just whatever I feel like fits the prompt. Whatever I finish first that isn't part of another prompt, I can just fit there, because I think almost every single one of the books that I have on my TBR this month has a person on the cover, maybe except for 1 or 2. I'm just gonna leave it open. Okay, and then hopefully this is the last one. We have You're Kidding Me. Every freaking time. Why? So as you can see, this is the 8 of diamonds. Obviously it's not an 8 of club, but this is actually my third 8 in this round, meaning I have another pull. So we have gone from 10 to 12 that quickly, but let's see what the prompt is. At least 8 of diamonds is to read a fantasy. At least it's an easy prompt again. I think as of right now, I'll just go with the case study of Vanitas. It's another library book that I'm pretty sure is due by the halfway point in the month. So I have 4 of these that I need to read that I didn't get to. I'm not even going to say it anymore. I'm just going to shuffle and see what I get, because I feel like if I say anything else, I'm going to jinx myself. But let's see what we have. We have, okay, 6. I think 6 is safe. 6 of hearts. And finally, the prompt for 6 of hearts is to read a book that I purchased because of the community. And this is another one that I feel like I have several. Oh, you know what? I was thinking of going one direction, and I'm wondering if I want to go another direction, because I kind of want a romance, because I don't think I have any romances this month. Okay, I'm going to mention both. This is the month of options for me, basically, because I don't know what I want to do. Obviously, as I get a feel for how I want to read or what I want to read, I will let myself like swap. As always, I keep saying that, but just so you guys know, that is something that I allow myself to do. But let me go get the other option as well. The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, which is a middle grade fantasy, I believe. I've heard amazing things from multiple people about this one, so that's why I'm thinking about this one. But I have so many like fantasy type books that I'm like, maybe I need a little break, give myself a temporary romance. Another one that I've heard pretty good things about, that is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. So the only other thing that I wanted to go through or to choose before I ended off this video, especially with everything else that's going on, is my official like 12 must read. Okay, actually this works. Practice makes perfect. I don't know the author's name offhand. As of right now, I'm going to be trying to read that. I think I will put this back in there just in case I don't get around to it. Then it has the opportunity to be chosen another month. That's everything that's on my TBR for March. It's a lot, and I haven't even shown off everything that I would like to get through. Let me know in the comments, what are you planning on reading in March? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you later in the week for another one. Bye.